You know, Big Ben's my favorite player.
Is he?
Yeah, he's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anybody, he looks like John, plays like John Elway, wears number 7. Love Big Ben, but he's crazy.
Yeah.
I've earned the right after I throw the interception that costs us the game. I've earned the right to call out my teammates. This is the head coach's job, and so Big Ben to me always stumbles when he tries to do too much on the field, off the field, whatever. Let Mike Tomlin critique the players if he wants to publicly. They don't need it from Big Ben. I don't think he's earned that right, particularly on a day after you just blew the game with one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen.
He has earned that right. And I think as a veteran player, as a future Hall of Fame player, as a Super Bowl champion, he's certainly earned that right, and captain elected by his same peers. Here's the thing. Coaches are allowed to criticize, but they need enforcers to make sure that their culture is restored. And he's one of the enforcers. He's one of the guys on the front lines making sure that you're doing your job and I'm doing my job. But here's the problem. Here's the rub. I love your eye roll right now. Here's the rub. You are fear-based like many people are in terms of criticism. Most people are scared to truly criticize because they're fearing the U-turn of that criticism coming back to them. So Jason Whitlock says, how dare you criticize Big Ben after throwing an interception? I love Big Ben who pushes past that fence of saying, don't criticize because you're not perfect either. He says, I know it's going to be a day where I'm going to be the one being criticized.
And it was Sunday.
And it was Sunday, and it will be another Sunday coming. But guess what? Still doesn't change the reality of this moment. You need to pick it up. You need to pick it up. Oh, you're pointing back at me? I need to pick it up. And I've seen Big Ben in those moments before who's actually took that heat. So I respect Big Ben who's not fear-based and says, hey, we all got to live by a certain game plan.
I'm 6-6 on this. I don't have a problem with it, but I have a problem because you went out and you publicly said it to the media. I had a situation where I had said some things to a media person, and it ended up getting out. And I apologize for that because I shouldn't have spoke to that person about family business so, openly to him. Like you said, it's going to be a point in time where it's going to be, that was my fault. I'm going to have to take, charge of that. But I don't feel like I should be the player saying, oh, hey, Ben, you threw 2-3 picks. I shouldn't be that guy saying that. And if I am that guy saying that, that should be something I should say to him behind closed doors. Like I said, at the same time, he did earn that right. He doesn't abuse that right, like he said. But it's a hard thing to swallow when you have players such as, Antonio Brown, who is playing, at the top of his game, and you're saying you're criticizing me about one little route that was, I didn't run it right, but at the same time, the DB had undercut it, and if the D lineman didn't get it, the DB might have. So it's kind of hard when, like I said, I'm 6-6 on it.
Yeah, but who's to say that he didn't talk to Antonio first? Private matters, a lot of times when you go to the media, hey, we already broke this down.
Why does he need to go to the media with it if you talk to him one-on-one?
Because you old school. Like, y'all keep saying family business. The family model that we all grew up in is not the family model that exists today currently. The family model now is a reality show. Cameras already in there. Instagram and live and my coach talking. 24/7 access. This is not airing out.
That was one incident.
Exactly.
We all know what you're talking about, but that was only one incident.
This is not airing out dirty laundry. It's a new day. You got to get with these new times.
As a quarterback, especially Big Ben is one of the best. I'm a huge Big Ben fan as well. I've been watching him since I was a kid, so he definitely has earned that right time and time again to be able to say what he wants to any of his teammates, and honestly to any of his coaches. Of course, I know Mike T from back in Virginia, but I think Big Ben did right. I think as a quarterback, you have to be able to say, hey, man, I need you to do this on this route, and hey, I need you to pick it up on this play. But at the same time, I think he's owned up to all of his own mistakes as well. There's been plenty of times where Ben has thrown 3 or 4 interceptions and has done it the same way and looked at the media right in the eye and said, hey, that's on me. I need to fix my game as well.
He just threw an interception to a defensive tackle on the goal line when the wide receivers covered. And afterward, it was the flukiest play, luckiest thing that ever happened. He didn't take any ownership or accountability for that. Look, man, the guy played the Mid-American Conference. Love him. Plays like John Elway. Love him. The guy is not accountable. He's part of the problem. He's part of the reason to me.
You can't say he's not accountable. Like you said, there's plenty of times that he stepped to that podium and said, you know what, that's on me. I've heard that plenty of times.
Yeah.
So you can't say he's not accountable. I think the issue is that loss, you feel like everyone is taking it as a nonchalant, oh, yeah, I threw a pick, it was an interception, we lost. Nobody really expected to lose to them. So the fact that they played horrible and lost is not a surprise to them. They're going to come back. They're going to play against Chargers, and you're going to see a totally different team.
And I want to empower you as my teammate that when you mess up, and then I follow that up with a mess up, please come at me with the criticism. Don't sit there and sulk in your sorrows. Oh, you know what? I messed up, so I can't really tell Marcellus anything right now. That's not how you build. That's not how you get better. Big Ben is saying, look, there is a standard here. When I don't live up to it, come at me. But when you don't live up to it, I'm coming at you. It's just simple.
I'm going to move on. Mike Francesa, I guess, needed to make some news and screaming and shouting, hey, let's move on from Odell. Man, they just gave the guy $100 million, and they knew what they were giving him the money for. They knew Odell's going to stay in the news to some degree. And if all he's doing is talking a little smack about play calling, that's light for Odell. He ain't kissing no kicking nets. He ain't down on some yacht partying before no game.
Right.
You know, this is standard Odell.
Yeah, I didn't understand this one. I was like, why are you going in on Odell? It's not by production. If you really want to go in on someone, we know who that is. We know the elephant in the room. It's Eli Manning. It's the offensive philosophy, even though Eli's played better of late. Odell is on pace of having a career year. Depends on how he finishes off, but it doesn't feel like the same sizzle, the same sauce is on this season. But by the numbers, Odell out there getting it, already over 1,000 yards after his 11th game. So respect to Odell, but look, he's a multiple offender of misdemeanors, kissing nets, as you said, all the stuff he's done. But I don't see this guy as a distraction. I don't see him.
He's a distraction.
He's not. Hold on.
He's a distraction.
Distraction in terms of I've taken us off course or I'm trying to put us on course. Right. To me, he's the attraction, not the distraction.
I 100% agree. I think Odell has every right, once again, going back to the right piece, to say what he wants to say. I think Odell's obviously the franchise guy along with Eli Manning, but he wants the ball. How can this guy get upset for Odell speaking his mind about wanting the ball and wanting to help his team win? I don't understand that. Like, what does he want him to say? Shy away from the opportunity to make big plays. Like, he wants the ball. That's what receivers do. That's what the greats have done. T.O., Keyshawn Johnson, hundreds of guys. Randy Moss, they want the ball.
Because he got exactly what we're doing right now, which is talking about him talking about Odell.
Right.
That's the only thing that he accomplished. Odell can't go out there and throw himself the ball, block for everybody, and go out there and score touchdowns doing everything by himself. They paid him to go out there. And like you said, look at the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. And they're not even winning those games right now. Think if they went out there and got an offensive line that could block, a quarterback to get it to him when he needed to get it to him.
Man.
Woo. Then they'd be talking about, we got a great deal.
Right.
Let's be clear, man. Because I think if the show continues, every NFL player has earned the right to do whatever the hell they want the way this is held. Does anybody just have to shut up and do their job?
Hold on. It's a production-based business.
He's pointing out something that was obvious. Like, that's something that, hey, I feel like if we had did this, we would have had a better chance of winning.
Well, first of all, I think he was uninformed, and Pat Shermer pointed out, hey, go look at the film. Look at how many chunk plays we had. We did, to the best of our ability, exploit the weaknesses in the defense. Odell's sometimes just running his mouth. This is, again, I'm not sitting here calling for you got to move on from him because of this. This is Odell being Odell. He is a distraction. They signed up for that distraction because they think the production justifies it. Y'all think.
Y'all?
If that's the biggest distraction, then, you can take it with that production.
Odell did his homework. I don't know, Pat Shermer did his homework, but as much as you pointed out, Coach, you could have pointed out more of us exploiting that pass defense. 28th ranked. I'm Odell Beckham, setting NFL records in my young career, and you're going to get me against the 28th ranked pass defense, and I catch 5 passes? Like, I just need more targets. There's a way to shut Odell up, and it's not based on his production.
Just giving him the ball. Yeah, I get it.
And doesn't that work for them? If they get Odell the ball.
What if they won with Odell?
Oh, don't do that championship.
No, I'm just asking. What did they want with Odell?
Odell's not the reason they haven't won.
He wet the bed in the playoffs when they got there because he was damn partying on a yacht and everything. He is a distraction.
That yacht was that day.
He didn't wet the bed. He didn't wet the bed in that playoff game and drop all them balls.
He did drop some balls. Yeah. But he also dropped balls without going on yachts before. I've seen him do that, too. Right. So what you going to do? Is it coincidence or is it causation? Is it correlation or what?
All I'm saying is
everybody want to point to something when something don't go right.
Exactly.
And Whitlock's the king of that.
You've earned the right. Have you earned the right to say that? Everybody's earned the right to say whatever they want.
Everybody ain't earned the right to say what they want. But to that point, I earned the right to say whatever I want.
Yeah, James Harrison asked. I had moments. He always could. Yeah, for real.